6 months ago to the day, Superstorm Sandy, it burst onto the scene, concentrating most of its wrath on New Jersey and New York, as well as the coastal areas of Connecticut. It became one of the most expensive storms in American history. And now, 6 months later, the region's still recovering, and the scope of the storm has come into even sharper focus. All in all, 159 people lost their lives because of the storm, and more than 8 million homes lost power in the process. The storm leaving $50 billion worth of damage, second only to the $108 billion in damage caused by Hurricane Katrina. Now, Congress approved, albeit after a while, more than $60 billion in storm aid, and the actual amount dispersed, though, is much smaller. So the question is, where are we now? How are things going 6 months later? Well, in certain places, things are looking up. Go to Long Beach, Long Island, for example. It's become a symbol of the mess left behind by Superstorm Sandy. Today, things, though, are improving. In nearby East Rockaway, it's also been a long slog. It's been 6 months since students were able to attend East Rockaway Junior Senior High School. But today, the students have returned. And 5 One's Jody Goldberg, she was there.
The bell is once again ringing for students and faculty here at East Rockaway Junior and Senior High School. Some 182 days since they last walked these halls.
Welcome back! It's good to be back here.
I actually couldn't even fall asleep last night.
It's just like having your family back home again.
It's been 6 months since a day that's changed so many people's lives in this community. Still photographs of damage the school sustained engraved in people's minds. In this picture of the boiler room, you can see just how much water was inside. Around-the-clock repairs and restorations made today possible.
We had our fingers crossed that we'd be back in April. That was our goal. And it was a lot of pieces to put together, a lot of moving parts, but we did it. And here we are, and we're excited.
A cafeteria once soaked in water, now brand new. The same for the gymnasium and auditorium. It's an extra special day for art teacher John Bishop, who was once a student here and is now retiring.
Usually schools at this time of the year are beginning, the school climate is beginning to soften up. But this is just what we need right now to get us back where we really want to be.
There was definitely a chance that we weren't going to be able to come back before graduation, and now that I know we'll be able to spend the last 6 weeks here as seniors before graduation and be able to have graduation on our own stage, that's just a wonderful feeling.
So for students and faculty here at East Rockaway Junior Senior High School, it's been a long haul. 6 months away from their beloved school. It's been a trying time for them. But with plenty of hope, they're back where they first started, in time to finish the school year. In East Rockaway, Jody Goldberg, FiOS 1 News.
All right, Jody, now over in New Jersey, that roller coaster that ended up in the ocean in many ways became another symbol of Sandy. Now, 6 months later, people still wondering if Jersey's beloved shore will be able to bounce back, especially with the summer season approaching. Well, we are happy to report that the Jersey Shore is open for business, and FiOS 1's Natalie Patterson filed this report from the boardwalk in Belmar.
It's official. Asbury Park and Belmar are ready for another summer at the Jersey Shore.
It's amazing how much they got done.
This was the state of Asbury Park's boardwalk just a couple days after Hurricane Sandy. Large portions of the boardwalk were swept away in the storm surge, and most of the small businesses were flooded, including the Silver Ball Museum Arcade. Games dating back to the 1930s were left covered with sand and debris.
The effort has been Herculean. It's been phenomenal.
6 months later, the home of the Paramount Theater and the Stone Pony looks very different. The boardwalk has been completely repaired, and most of the restaurants, bars, and boutiques that line the boardwalk have reopened, including the arcade.
Asbury Park has done one heck of a job. In the past 4 to 6 months, it's been 30, 35 degrees, and these guys built a third of the boardwalk.
A couple miles south, workers are very close to wrapping up construction of Belmar's boardwalk, which supports dozens of small businesses along the ocean front.
We still have some finishing touches like some railings and concrete, but overall the boardwalk is completed.
The road to recovery for some Belmar residents has been slower, however. Dozens of homes several blocks inland were flooded during the storm surge.
A lot of friends and stuff like that who are still going through trying to restore their house.
Belmar Mayor Matt Doherty says at least a couple dozen families have yet to move back home.
Some of those families are weeks away from getting back in, some months, and some, I got to tell you, are probably over a year.
Doherty says it will be a different experience at the Jersey Shore for families as well as visitors this summer, but a summer at the shore nonetheless.
It's going to be something worth coming to and worth building new memories at.
In Belmar, Natalie Patterson, FiOS 1 News.
On May 23rd, the town, it will hold a ribbon cutting to reopen the beach to visitors here. All right, now don't forget to tune in at 7 p.m. tonight if you're a FiOS 1 subscriber for the special presentation, Sandy 6 months later. That again on Channel 1 for FiOS viewers in both Long Island and New Jersey. All right, we take a quick break, everybody. When we come back, though, we're going to be talking about a very funny president, and we'll have clips from the correspondents. Stay with us.